everyone, it's Jez from Nigezza.blogspot.com, and today I'm bringing you this cute little box here that I made. It's like a half cracker box, and inside we've got these little Lindor chocolates. This one's got the white chocolate one, so it's covered in gold, and this one is the hazelnut one, which has got well, it's a bit like copper. So I'm changing the colours up for this one, and we are going to use powder pink, and we're going to use some copper embossing powder and the lovely copper ribbon, okay, to go with this. When you become a Stampin' Up demonstrator, you tend to look at chocolate in a little different way. Instead of thinking, oh, it's Lindor scrummy, you're thinking, oh, that'll go nicely with our copper trim or our gold trim, or oh yeah, I can make a nice little box with that. So that's what happened. So when my other half came back from work one day with a box of mixed Lindor, I looked at it and I went, I'm going to make some boxes with that. And he was like, oh, just as long as you don't eat my chocolate, I don't care. So anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to stamp all over this. This, oh, by the way, is, all the measurements will be on my blog, but this is 5 inches by 3 7/8. So you could get 4 of these out of a piece of A4. And you, yeah, so if you were making lots, so if you were doing tabletop presents, or if you were doing wedding favours or whatever, these would be gorgeous little wedding favours, wouldn't they? Then you know you get a lot out of your papers, yes. Right? So you're going to score along the long side at 1 1/8. That should be 2 1/4. I've written it down wrong. 2 1/4, 3 3/8, 4 1/2. Then you turn it 90 degrees, and you're going to score at 1 1/8, 2 1/4, and you're going to go 2 1/2, 2 3/4. Okay, all these will be on my blog, so you don't have to worry about them now. And then what I'm just going to do is fold up that one there, because that's the bottom of the box and we don't need any stamping on that. So here we are. You can see where I did it before, because there's still some gold embossing there. So I'm using, you might have recognised it, I'm using the swirl. I love this swirl. I think it's possibly one of my favourite things at the moment. So I'm using that swirl. Could have used both, but I'm just using the one. So I've got that mounted, and I've got some Versamark, and then I'm just going to stamp this all over in a randomy sort of way. And I'm just going to remember now, before I go any further, to use my embossing buddy, which I forgot to do in practice, but there we go. Just means you end up knocking quite a bit off with a brush. That's what I find. There we go. I'm trying to catch the light so I can see where I stamped and where I might have gaps. Bit up there, bit there, maybe go in that corner and up there. That'll be cool. Right, and let's get my copper embossing powder. Pour it all over. Let me find my brush, because there are a few little bits that I want to knock off. That'll be lovely. Right, let's just get this lot back in here. And then I'm going to get my heat tool and we'll get some magic happening. There was a major accident there, but don't worry about it. Here we go. There we go. I just love, with the copper on the pink, it kind of looks like that sort of rose gold look. I do love it. Right, I'm just going to leave that to one side to dry a second, then I'll be back. Okay, so that's fine. I just like to leave it for a little bit so that when I fold and burnish, I don't run the risk of the embossing being still a little bit wet and mucking it all up. You could, if you wanted to, stamp on the bottom, but as it's going to be the bottom, I didn't see the point because you ain't going to see it. So, and I thought it would stick better. So these three are going to be concertinas. So the middle one wants to fold the other way. There we go. And then I'm going to take my envelope punch board, and that middle fold wants to go in the middle of this bit. And to sort of take the guessworks out, I'm just going to put that end there at 3/8, and that does the job. So we're just going to punch, and then we're going to fold over and punch at each of these folds, and you are going through double thickness there, so it's a little bit harder, but always going up to 3/8 there. Last one, this one's single thickness, so it's a bit easier. And then each of these panels I'm going to cut in the top. So this, again, you're going to try and get that so the notch is in the middle. So when you line it up, you've got to look at the score mark there and the end there and kind of go in the middle. You're sort of judging it by eye. Oh, sounded like I come from Newcastle there, by eye. This is easier to punch because it's a single layer, and you get a nice little wavy pattern at the top, like so. And then we just do that one halfway, like so. And then we are just going to cut off that little rectangle there, and then we're ready to start putting our box together. And we'll just notch ever so slightly there, and then we're just going to cut straight up. What I want to do is go straight up either side of the school line, and then that centre bit just comes away. So where you've got a school line, just do, instead of notching, because it's such a small box, I just want to not notch, so it'll look a bit nicer, like so. And then we're just going to put a bit of fast fuse down these two bits there. And then that will just go in there like so. And then this is going to be the back, because that's where the seam is. And then I'm just going to take a bit of Tombow and do a little bit of gluing on there. Bit of gluing on there. And then a bit of glue on there to glue the ends down. Stick your finger in, and it makes a nice firm bottom, like so. Got your little sweetie now that matches like so. And then get a bit of our beautiful copper ribbon, and I'm gonna cut a bit off, tie a little bow. Am I on the front now? No. Tie a little bow, and you will just get a little bit of the wrapper showing. And because it's all done to match the ribbon and the embossing, I think it looks nice. And I've got a bit of the wrapper showing up there. Pull this till I'm satisfied. And what I like about this ribbon is that you can pull it into shapes. So I'm just pulling that out to make a really nice looking bow. And then you pull these ends out as well. So you get a nice sort of shabby chicy looking bow. Which I quite like. I think it's quite sweet. You could of course add a little sentiment if you wanted to this, but I quite like the fact that all that bling, you don't need another thing. See what I did there? There we go. So there it is in gold with some sequins, and there it is in our pink and copper. Okay, hope you like it. All the details will be over on my blog at nigezza.blogspot.com. See you again soon. Bye.